I'm Anais Marcos. This is Media Studies 2023, my film Missing Friend. I am one of the actors and directors. Let's walk and talk. Come on. Question 1.
How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? For our genre, we were aiming for a 2000s retro indie coming-of-age kind of film and took inspiration from movies like The Breakfast Club, Dazed and Confused, Legally Blonde, and others. We wanted to play with the different stereotypes, such as Brianna being the preppy girl, Mal being the nerd, and me being the grunge one, so it was intentional that our genre fit its typical standards. Moving on to our film's representation of social groups and issues, I think we did a pretty good job with representation since our whole film revolved around it. Like I mentioned before, we had the stereotypes and a highly diverse cast. Since there were only 3 of us and we're all female and people of color, I'd like to say that we hit all the targets. Furthermore, it did touch on vague mental illness and a slight stalker/love obsession, and the whole plot was that our preppy girl was getting kidnapped, so we had that represented.
Question 2.
How does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? Our project is pretty modern and targeted to the teenage audience since it is filled with stereotypes and teenage actors, so hopefully people would be attracted to it because of the way it was designed. Also, I think the kidnapping of a young girl is a pretty big wow factor and a pretty hot topic nowadays, so that would probably keep people interested. For marketing strategies, we never really discussed how we would get it out to movie theaters or how we would produce, distribute, or market it, but I think that it would really catch people's attention if we set up a fake kidnapping or just show conflicting trailers. So on one hand, one would be really happy and show us all being together and enjoying ourselves, while the other one would be ominous and scary and just show Brianna being kidnapped and what happens to her during this time. I think that the difference in trailers would make people question it and then look into the movie more and become more interested.
Question 3.
How did your production skills develop throughout this project? So the obvious answer would be that I learned how to edit and my acting skills improved, but a more in-depth one would be that I figured out how to use Blogger, and that was pretty cool, and I wouldn't mind continuing blogs on my own, and with that I learned how to embed photos, and I even uploaded videos to YouTube, which I've never done, so that was pretty cool. We also got a lot more creative with editing and such since our title is Where Is She? And we had this idea to use the moon as the dot of the eye, so lining it up was pretty cool and watching it all just to come together was awesome too. Before even joining this class, I knew how to edit photos, but only through my phone's app and not CapCut, iMovies, or anything else like that. So it was very cool to learn how to do that through these editing softwares.
Question 4.
How did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online in this project? Another cool aspect was the technological aspect of this film and learning how to use all of this new technology, like how I mentioned CapCut and iMovies earlier. We even got to use a little handheld camera, which is called a camcorder, to film most of our project, and it was very interesting to learn how to utilize that. Another new form of technology that I used was the website blogger.com, and this was to create the blogs that we were supposed to keep up to date with. And like I mentioned earlier, I learned how to embed photos and videos into this, and also just how to work with it and edit on it. We had a little bit of trouble downloading the videos from the camcorder onto the software, and Brianna's computer was the only device with the software embedded, so it was a little tough to get that down, but I think we got the hang of it pretty quickly. Also, because of my Google account, it automatically blocked Blogger on any device that wasn't my personal laptop, so I wasn't able to do most of the blog posts in class. However, I was able to do them on my personal laptop at home, so that was a minor flaw, but that wasn't too hard to get around once I learned how to. Overall, I'm really satisfied with the outcome of our project. It was really diverse, cool to film, and I learned a lot of new things in this class, and I got a lot of new information on how to develop, edit, film, act, and just a lot about the media industry in general and everything that's included. I feel like after taking this class, I would want to film my own projects now that I know how to, which I think is a pretty cool thing. I hope you guys enjoyed my CCR. I sure did, and I hope that I can make more films in the future and that I would be able to share them with you all. Goodbye!